in your prayer book. The page numbers, if I forget to announce them, which I probably will, are at the bottom of the page. You can find bottom of the screen so you can follow along. We'll start with Ma Tovu, which can be found on page 74. Ma Tovu Ohalecha Yaakov Ohalecha Yaakov Mishkenotecha Yisrael Ma Tovu Ohalecha Yaakov Ohalecha Yaakov Mishkenotecha Yisrael Ba'ani Berov Chastecha Avo Beitecha Eshtachavei El Hechol Kodshecha Be'yiratecha Ma'atovu Ohalecha Yaakov Ohalecha Yaakov Mishkenotecha Yisrael Ma'atovu Ohalecha Yaakov Ohalecha Yaakov Mishkenotecha Yisrael Ba'ani Tefilati Lecha Adonai Et Ratzon Elohim Berov Chastecha Aneni Be'emet Yishecha Ma'atovu Ohalecha Yaakov Ohalecha Yaakov Mishkenotecha Yisrael Ma'atovu Ohalecha Yaakov Ohalecha Yaakov Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Continue page 76. You can find the words up on our screen for Asher Yatzar. Whoa, 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 whoa. I thank you for my life, body and soul. Help me realize I am beautiful and whole. I'm perfect the way I am and a little broken too. I will live each day as a gift I give to you. Adonai Rofecho basar umafli lasot Baruch atah Adonai Rofecho basar umafli lasot לעשות. Page 78, we continue with Elohai Neshama. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama. Shenatata bi tehorahi. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama. Shenatata bi tehorahi. Tabirata, ata yitzarta, ata nefachta bi. Ve'ata mishamira, mishamra bikirbi. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama. Shenatata bi tehorahi. Baruch atah Adonai asher biado nefesh kol chai v'ruach kol besar ish. Continue with the Nesim B'chol Yom, the daily blessings, which you can find beginning on page 80. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan l'sech v'yidvina l'avchin ben yom uvein laila. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'tzelem Elohim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani ben chorin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, malbish arumim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zokef kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechin mitzadei gaver. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer Yisrael bigvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael b'tifara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, anoten li'ayev koach. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamavir sheina meinai, utnuma me'afapai. Continue with the blessing over the study of Torah. For those who are just joining us, we've recited it earlier, but we can certainly recite it again. Page 86, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Blessed are you, our God, who commands us to engage in the study of words of Torah. Elu Devarim, page 88, the rabbinic application of the Ten Commandments. Elu Devarim she'ein lahem shior. Elu Devarim she'ein lahem shior. Elu Devarim she'ein lahem shior. Ve'elu hein. Elu Devarim she'ein lahem shior. Elu Devarim she'ein lahem shior. Elu Devarim she'ein lahem shior. Ve'elu hein. Kibud avayim ukmilut chasadim ve'hashkamat beit hamidrash shacharit ve'arvit ve'hakasat zorchim uvikor kolim בהכנסת כלה וביאת אמת בעיון תפילה בהבאת שלום בין אדם לחברו בתלמוד תורה כנגד כולם בתלמוד תורה כנגד כולם בתלמוד תורה כנגד כולם אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור ואלו הם. These are the things that are limitless: honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people and laughing at your rabbi's jokes. But the study of Torah encompasses them all because it leads to them all. Continue now with Psuke de Zimra, the second section of our morning worship service. We just do a little taste of it with Psalm 150, which you can find on page 100. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, big Furotav. Hallelujah, Kurokulo. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, beteka shofar. Hallelujah, benevel vechinor. Hallelujah, betofu machol. Hallelujah, beminim bekugav. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, b'tziltzalei shama. Hallelujah, b'tziltzalei trua. Kol haneshama tehallelujah. Kol haneshama tehallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Continue now with the Chatzi Kaddish, page 106. Yikadal v'yikada shemei Rabba v'yalma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael bagala bagala u'v'zman kariv v'meru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach Le'olam olamei omaya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach, Vishtabach, Vitbar, Vitromam, Vitnasei, Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shmei Dukudisha, Brichu, Le'la Minkol Birchata V'shirata, Tushbechata V'nechema Mata Damiram Bialma Vimeru. Amen. Continue with the call to worship. We invite all those who so choose to rise in body and or in spirit for the Baruch Hu. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yalla lie, lie, lie. 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 Barechu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Yalla lie, lie, lie. 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 You may be seated. We read together on page 110. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or uvarei choshech oseh shalom uvarei et hakol hameir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha barachamim uvtuvo mechadesh b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh v'reishit ma rabu ma'asecha Adonai kulam b'chochma asita mal'ah ha'aretz kinyanecha tiparach Adonai Eloheinu al shevach ma'aseh yadecha v'al me'orei or sha'asita yifa'arucha sela or chadash al tzion ta'ir v'nizkechu lanu mehera le'oro baruch atah Adonai yotzer ha'me'orot. Page 112, we read together towards the top middle of the page. How deeply you have loved us, Adonai, our God, gracing us with surpassing compassion. On account of our forebears whose trust led you to teach them the laws of life, be gracious to us, teaching us as well. O merciful one, have mercy on us by making us able to understand and discern, to heed, learn, and teach, and lovingly to observe, perform, and fulfill all that is in your Torah. We continue towards closer to the bottom middle of the page with Ha'er Einenu. V'ha'er Einenu b'Toratecha v'dabek libeinu b'mitzvotecha v'yached levaveinu v'yahava u'yira et shemecha v'lo nevosh v'lo nikalem v'lo nikashel le'olam va'ed ki b'shem kodshecha hagadol v'hanora patachu nagila v'nismecha nagila v'nismecha yeshuatecha. 5 lines up from the bottom in the Hebrew. Ki el poel yeshuot ata uvanu v'charta v'kiravtanu l'shimcha hagadol sela be'emet lodot lecha yolchedcha b'ahava baruch atah Adonai habocher ba'amo Yisrael b'ahava. Continue with the Shema. If it is your tradition, we invite you to either remain seated or to rise as is your custom. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Jalot Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated. Yai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha. Yai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Behayu advarim, behayu advarim, ha'ele asher anochi mitzvah hayom alevavecha. Yai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'beitecha, u'vlechtecha b'derech. Shokbecha ukumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, ve'ayu letotafot beinenecha, uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha, al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha. No idea what that was. Yai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai. Leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai. Vitem kedoshim le'Elohechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'Elohim, ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. The only thing I can think of is maybe God is a Martin fan and not a Taylor fan. We continue responsively. Page 121. The eternal truth is that you alone are God, there is none else. May the righteous of all nations rejoice in your love and exult in your justice. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, nor learn war anymore. You shall not hate your brother or sister in your heart. The stranger that sojourns with you shall be accepted as your equal, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. Why do you crush my people and oppress the poor, asks God. We know that the Eternal One defends the poor and upholds the rights of the needy. Praise to God Most High. Blessed is God and deserving a blessing. Continue with the song of our redemption, Micha Mocha, page 122. Yai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, kamocha ne'eder b'kodesh, norati lo no seifele, norati lo no seifele. Shira chadesha shiplu geulim, leshimcha osfat hayam, yachad kulam hodu, v'him lichu v'yameru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Yai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Zur Yisrael, kuma bezrat Yisrael, uftechenu mecha, Yuda ve'Yisrael, go aleinu Adonai tzvaot shemo, Kedosh Yisrael, Baruch atah Adonai, Ka'al Yisrael. Continue with the Amidah, the central section of our worship service, beginning page 124. We invite all those who so choose to rise in body and or in spirit at this time. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, v'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei hakol, v'zocher chastei avot v'imahot, u'mevi gula livnei b'neihem, leman shemo b'ahava, melech ozer Moshia u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham v'ezrat Sarah, atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mechaye hakol atah rav lehoshia, Mashiva ruach umorid hagashem, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofeh cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Mi chamocha ba'al givurot, umido melech, melech meimit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'emanat alechayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Remain standing for the Kiddushah, the sanctification, on page 130. Nikadesh et shimcha ba'olam, Keshem shemakdishim oto bishmei marom, Kakatuv al yad neviecha, V'kara zel ze be'amar, Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzivaot, Levochol haaretz, Givodo, Adir Adirenu, Adonai Adonenu, Ma'adir Shimcha b'chol haaretz, Baruch Givod Adonai, Mimkomo. Eloheinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Moshienu, Yashmienu, Berachamav le'enei kol chai. Ani Adonai kedushacha naqdish b'shivchacha Eloheinu mipinu lo yamush leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. You may be seated. Continue with the wonderful song of Shabbat, Yismechu, page 132. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, borei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Mekadeshei, mekadeshei Shavit Shabbat. Kulam yisbeu, ve'im amnu mituvecha Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, korei oneg Shabbat. V'hashvi ratzita bo v'kidasho Shabbat. Emdat yamim oto karata Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, korei oneg Shabbat. Zecher l'ma'aseh b'reishit Shabbat. Zecher l'ma'aseh b'reishit Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat. V'korei oneg Shabbat. Page 137. We read together. Rotzeh Adonai Eloheinu, B'yamcha Yisrael, Tfilatam b'ahava tekabel, Uti l'ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amecha, Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha, b'yirad na'avod. Continue with the visual tefillah so you can follow on the screens. Be gracious, O eternal our God, to your people Israel, and receive our prayers with love. O may our worship always be acceptable to you. Fill us with the knowledge that you are near to all who seek you in truth. Let our eyes behold your presence in our midst and in the midst of our people in Zion. Blessed is the Eternal, whose presence gives life to Zion and all Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, hamachazir shechinato l'Tzion. Continue now, page 140, with the prayer for peace. Sim shalom. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Chen v'chesed v'rachamim. Chen v'chesed v'rachamim. V'rachamim. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amecha sim shalom tova uvracha. Sim shalom tova uvracha. Tova uvracha. Tova uvracha. Baruch atah Adonai mevarech et amo Yisrael. Shalom. We pause now for a few moments of personal private prayer. We invite you to please pray silently. Say shalom bimromav say shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oh, say shalom bimromav say shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. We continue now with Seder Kriyat Torah with our Torah service. You can find most of it on the visual tefillah. You can also begin on page 244 in your Mishkan tefillah. We invite all those who so choose to rise in body and or in spirit, as the ark will soon be open and the Torah will be removed from the ark. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omed. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omed. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadlul Adonai iti, Uneromema Shemo Yachtav. Lecha Adonai Hagedula, Hagevura, Hatiferet, Vanetzach v'hahod, Ki chol v'shamayim v'aretz, Ki chol v'shamayim v'aretz. Lecha Adonai hamamlacha, Yamit naseh lechol nerosh. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, Al shlosha, shlosha devarim, ha'olam, ha'olam omed. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha, shlosha devarim, ha'olam, ha'olam omed. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah, ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah, ve'al gemilut chasadim. You may be seated. Okay. La briut. So, as we mentioned in Torah study, we mentioned last night, we were reading from Parashat Ki Tisa, which has to do with the construction of the Egel Zahav, of the golden calf. This morning in Torah study, we read through the majority of the narrative where this calf was constructed and had some very profound and significant conversations about all of that. But the part I wanted to focus on here in our Shabbat morning service was a little later on, where Moses is pleading on behalf of the Israelites, and he talks about God in a way that has not appeared in the Torah before. He talks about God, describing God's merciful nature. So as it says in the English, and you can follow along on page 658, so Moses, after the golden calf and the smashing of the two tablets, Moses this time is responsible for carving up 2 tablets of stone, like the first, and then he goes up in the morning on Mount Sinai, as the Eternal had commanded him, taking the 2 stone tablets with him. And the Eternal came down in a cloud and stood with them there, proclaiming the name Adonai. The Eternal One passed before him and proclaimed, Adonai, Adonai, the Eternal, a God compassionate and gracious, slow to anger, abounding in kindness and faithfulness, extending kindness to the 1,000th generation, forgiving iniquity, transgression, and sin. Now this phrase, this passage, we recite it on Rosh Hashanah, we recite it on Yom Kippur, we recite it on Sukkot, Passover, and Shavuot, on the Shalosh Regalim, reminding us of God's merciful nature. The next part we sort of don't really mention in our service, where it says, yet not remitting all punishment, but visiting the iniquity of parents upon children, and the children's children upon the 3rd and 4th generations. Now we can talk about that another time. But why, after this, he goes back up the mountain to receive the next set of 10 commandments, which actually Moses is going to carve into the tablets. And the question is, why give us this passage about God's merciful nature? Well, part of it has to do with the balance between justice and mercy in our tradition. If we were an absolute just people, all people would be held accountable for everything they do, no matter how minor or inconsequential. And if it was a completely merciful people, then everyone would be absolved because there are always extenuating circumstances. But in Judaism, we like to find the balance, that people need to be held accountable for their choices, their decisions, their actions, but we also have to understand that there can be lots of reasons, lots of elements involved in all of it. We are a tradition that is not so clear-cut. We are a tradition that is not so black and white. We are a tradition that understands that being and living fully as a human being is complicated and messy. And here we are given the words to remind God at very important times when we gather together as a people that we are imperfect. People just committed, as described, the sin of the Egel Zahav, the golden calf. Here Moses is about to get another set of tablets after smashing the first, and God is reminding Moses the words that we will use in perpetuity, that we are imperfect. Sometimes we're going to mess up really big, and we can be forgiven. Sometimes we're going to mess up really small, and we can be forgiven. But there's another piece to it. And I think the piece is with Moses smashing the tablets is in order for Moses to get the next set, he also has to be willing to forgive himself. And for people who are very thoughtful and deliberate, sometimes the worst punishment we receive is not from the outside, but from within, what we hold in our own minds, the ways we hold ourselves accountable that we would never dream of holding others accountable. So in order for Moses to receive these 10 commandments once again, he also has to understand his passions, what drove him to do what he did, and to find the strength to recognize that that was not the right choice, and to forgive himself, so that way he can bring down another set of tablets to establish this covenantal tradition that's based in the balance between mercy and justice. So with that in mind, we will continue with the blessing and recitation of Torah. Anybody want the honor of the Aliyah this morning? And by the way, it's not an obligation. Come on up. Okay, it's on page 250. Let me find it. It'll be right here. Ya'am Tamod. Chana Ora Bat. Bela V'Yakov La'Aliyah.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Same page. You're good. It'll be right there at the bottom. We're going to begin with verse 4. So put up. Vayifsol shnei luchot avanim karishonim, vayashkem Moshe baboker, vaya'al al har Sinai kasher tziva Adonai oto. Vayikach biado shnei luchot avanim, vayored Adonai ba'anan, vayit yitzev imo, Shem vayikra b'Shem, Adonai v'ya'avor Adonai al panav v'yikra Adonai Adonai el rachum v'chanun erach apayim v'rav chesed v'emet notzer chesed l'alafim noseh avon v'fesha v'chata v'nakel lo yinakeh pakod avon avot al banim v'al b'nei b'nim v'al shileshim v'al reve'im.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher natan lanu Torah tebet v'chayei olam nata b'duchenu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Thank you very much. And at this time in our service, we now take a few moments to think of those friends, family, and loved ones, all those who are ill and ailing, and offer up the following prayer of healing. Mishaberach avotenu Avraham, Yitzhak, v'Yaakov, v'imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, v'Leah. May the God of our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless all those who are ill and ailing. They include Susan Alexander, Howell Arnold, Virginia Becker, Jean Brasco, Lisa Brunkhorst, Karma Bustillos, John Cardenas, Kyle Chattleton, Sandy Christopherson, Sandra Corsetti, Armand Davis, Izzy Dodge, Scott Farkas, Chet Hartgetson, Nina Horvath-Ludi, Ronald Kaplan, Samuel Kenkel, Mark Kraft, Karen Levin, Bailey Linthicum, Emily Linthicum, Eli Lopez, Diane Feinberg-McIntyre, Jackson Mathis, Shee Mathis, Brandy Matson, Kella Lily McKenna, Eliana McKenna, Gracie McKenna, Melissa Nielsen, Todd Newland, Rachel Neymark, Tiffany Rizzo, Mimi Rogers, Gloria Romero Downing, Holly Rosenberg, George Sachs, Steve Seglin, Linda Scharf, Rabbi Robert Scharf, Dee Dee Spiegel, Raylene Svoboda, Chrissy Swenson, Laura J. West, Brent Wine, Lois Wine, and Abram Wisnia. If there are other names you wish to mention at this time, we invite you to do so. And from our friends on Zoom, we think of as well Michael Sullivan, Rachel Sullivan, and Carrie Davis. May the God of our ancestors bless all those who are ill and ailing with the refuah shlema, a complete recovery of mind, a body, of spirit. And for those unable to make a full recovery, may God continue to be a source of peace and comfort in their lives. May God grant strength to those who are dealing with the challenges of mental illness and or addiction, and strength and comfort to all those who are suffering. May God grant strength to those who love them, especially their caregivers, wisdom and protection to those who care for them, and strength to all of us who love them. Together as one loving family, let us say, Amen. We continue now with the lifting and dressing of the Torah. We invite all those who so choose to please rise as the Torah is lifted. V'zot HaTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei v'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai biyad Moshe. Yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai 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 la 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 la. Yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la. We remain standing for the returning of the scroll to the ark. Eitz chaim hi lemachazikim ba betomcheha meushar Deracheha darchei noam v'chol netivotecha shalom hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva chadesh chadesh yameinu Chadesh Yameinu Kekedem. And remain standing for the words of Aleinu, page 282. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latei gedula liotze breshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, Velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'goralenu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu, v'ne'emar, V'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. You may be seated. Our thoughts turn now to our own loved ones, the martyrs of our people, those who have died in this season and in years past. And when you hear the name of a loved one, we do invite you to rise in body and or in spirit. And if you rise in body, we certainly encourage you to remain standing. We're in the period of Shloshim, the 30 days of mourning, for Florine Bernstein, Sandy Bernstein, and Bernard Jerome Turkle. And the Ortsites, the anniversaries of the deaths we observe this week, are for Leo Altman, Ruth Anna Blank, Solomon Bloom, Bernhard H. Feltman, Morris Gitlin, Flora R. Goldstrom, Dolores Hellman, Joan Hutfless, Bess Kahn, David M. Katz, Jake Klein, Rose Levine, Lena Lipton, Courtney Sarah Racinas Nog, Jerry A. Passer, Max Platt, Charlotte Rackman, Paul Robert Rosen, Clara S. Rosewater, Leon Schmidman, Harry Siegel, Jenny Schecht, Ruth Sokoloff, Betty Sternhill, Vera Sylvia Wertheimer, Pauline Pat Zebker. If there are any additions or corrections, we invite you to mention them at this time. remember as well Annabelle Austin. And we think of the victims of the ongoing violence in the Middle East. And as always, we remember the 6 million who perished in the violence of the Shoah. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled. We invite all others who so choose to rise as well in solidarity with the mourners as we join together in Kaddish Tome, Mourners Kaddish, page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach hirutei v'almlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, Bagala v'zman kari v'imru amen, Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei maya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudusha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, damiram v'alma v'imru amen, Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved. Together as one loving family, let us say, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru. Amen. You may be seated. A few things to mention as we conclude our Shabbat morning service here. First of all, thank you to all of you for joining us and helping us make our minyan, as we've been doing every week. It's a wonderful blessing to have your presence with us and your spirit with us. In terms of thank you to our musicians, namely all of you for adding your voices to our service. Thank you to Sarah for running tech. Thank you to Scott and Ed for the back of the house and helping set up the oneg for afterwards. To our wonderful Zoom maven, thank you, Dory, and to our security with OPD. Planned Parenthood, if you are interested, is hosting a lobby day this Tuesday, March 5th. Your advocacy is needed now more than ever to fight further restrictions on healthcare in Nebraska. Join us in Lincoln beginning at 9 a.m. as we continue to stress the importance of reproductive freedom and reproductive choice. Let Reproductive Rights Co-Chair Wendy Hamilton know that you are planning on attending. Love to have a strong showing from our community. Temple Tots is this Sunday, March 3rd. Join us for a morning of games, stories, crafts, and learning together. You don't have to have a tot. If you are a tot at heart, you can join as well. And then we have Tot Shabbat next Friday, March 8th. Next Saturday, we have a lovely bat mitzvah. So please, if you would like, you can join us for that as well. Registration is open for our Italian Congregational Shabbat dinner hosted by Dennis and Pam DePort, graciously sponsored by Keith and Jody Josephson. Cost will be $5 per person with a max of $20 per family. Where else are you going to get an incredible Italian dinner for just $20? And to join us for services and then the dinner cooked by Golden Toque chef Leo Fascianella. Purim is coming. Yes, I know it feels like it's an extra month away. That's because it is an extra month away. The registration is open for a Bowling Bash Adult Purim Party on Saturday, March 23rd. The Spiel and Carnival is on Sunday, March 24th. Raffle tickets are now also on sale. And Mishloach Manot, that gift of giving gifts on Purim, that's actually when we are traditionally give gifts, not on Hanukkah, but on Purim is open through March 17th. So join my family and I in giving Mishloach Manot to friends and really to the entire community. Details are on our website. And then we have a very special presentation on Saturday, April 5th. We're going to welcome in stand-up comedian Benji Lovett, a friend of mine who I knew from my college days, who made Aliyah to Israel and is going to be doing a presentation entitled, Is It Okay to Laugh? Giving us a chance to laugh and cry, a cathartic experience for us to, as a community, to be able to express those emotions we've been feeling since October 7th. More details about that event is going to be forthcoming very soon. As always, check our email communications. That's the best way for us to let you know about these and many more events in the life of our congregation. So, well, I'm not going back to slide, Dory, because the slide that I have is actually from last week. So, but thank you for the reminder. So that's why we're on Ein Eloheinu and not on the announcement slide, because I forgot to switch the slides, which I do sometimes when I'm running solo for the weekend, because Cantor and Rabbi Berzin are off at our 6th grade retreat, and they're having a wonderful time, which means everything here is up to me. So with that in mind, unless I'm missing anything, we're going to join together in our concluding melody of Ein Eloheinu, page 322. Ein Eloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kemoshienu, Mich Eloheinu, Mich Adonenu, Mich Kemalkeinu, Mich Kemoshienu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Emalkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. We invite you to turn and look at everyone around you and say, Shabbat Shalom. And to those who joined us virtually, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for joining us virtually, and we're glad you're here with us. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And you can join us for Kiddush and Motzi and a light oneg. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.